Welcome back to the Full-Time Devils podcast. I forgot what number this is now. I've lost count.
Is it 23?
We have been going for a while. Yeah, because we did the 21 one not long ago, didn't we? Oh, how our tunes have changed since then.
You might want to swerve number 21.
Oh, how our tunes have changed since then. It might be 21 defeats, maybe. But no, I'm kidding. But we're on the back of a defeat against Crystal Palace, joined today by Jay, Trev and Gaz.
Hello,
We're
mate.
here to talk Manchester United and talk all things football and United and the crazy world. There's been lots going on. We'll have everything for you as usual. And of course, we've got some questions coming up. Wally of the week coming up towards the end as well. Make sure you're subscribing on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Audio Boom, YouTube. Anywhere else? Pornhub?
No.
Not on there yet.
They rejected our application.
God damn it. I'll be on there soon. Be one of them live Adam cam.
You're going to be a cam boy?
Yeah, cam boy.
I know that cam girls are a thing. I assume that cam boys are. Someone will have to tell me.
It's an equal world we live in.
Link in the comments, please.
It's what, to your cam boy account?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what.
Sorry.
Yeah, going 15
I'm bothering
minutes.
Adam there. Sorry if you're listening. I'm just pestering him when I don't need to be.
For the sake of the listeners who can't see, why are you trying to give stage directions with your hands? No one can see it. A man knows what he's doing. He's an expert.
I might just leave, actually. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry,
So
Matt.
at least one person thinks I'm an expert. Yeah.
Right, sorry.
Guys, we lost at the weekend. Barney from Red News tweeted a great tweet, which was, I didn't expect to be deleting match of the day this early in the season.
Yeah,
Which pretty much summed it up.
Can't believe it. I was like proper dedicated. Like, yes, match of the day every weekend. Can't wait. The season's back. I can't believe how quickly I'm just dejected about the whole thing again.
But are you dejected, or do we have to expect this given the age of the squad?
For me, I'm one of them, mate. It's very unusual for me to actually be talking this early in the season about United. I'm one of them. 6 games in. And the reason being, 2 games are going to play bad, 2 games good, 2 games excellent. But at the moment, we're 3 games in, and I'm thinking we're looking at like we're just a 1/2 side, if you know what I mean, a 45-minute side. Each game, if you look at it, we've excelled in the first 45 minutes or the second half of the game, and not been continue to do it for the 90.
I thought Wolves, we kind of showed some signs of that. I thought our performance against Wolves was a little bit better. Crystal Palace, I thought, it's easy to say it now, but Rashford scores his penalty, I think we win the game. So it is kind of like just moments.
What?
That we're.
I think Martial gets the penalty he should have had. It might have been different.
But the performance wasn't good enough.
Was
Is it just me who's thinking that
On the ball,
performance?
Martial.
Was it a penalty?
Of course it was.
Was it a penalty?
Man. He got tugged on.
No,
his
I
shoulder,
thought it was a
mate.
Wasn't a penalty. If you know what it is, but the rule is, right, it started outside. So if anything, it would have been a free kick.
Okay.
So you see him pull him on the outside and it goes in the box and he actually does go down then. But that's the start of it. And that is the law, unfortunately, of these laws again. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the reason why the referee banged it away. You know what I
You're
mean?
forgetting if United get a free kick, that's as good as a goal.
For who?
For them. Go on, guys.
The problem is, I think our team, we had so many like question marks over so many areas of it before the season. Like we were saying, like, oh yeah, we can maybe challenge for top 4, and that's like the best we can hope for and all that. But if we wanted to get 4th place this year, we needed loads of stuff to go our way, and it looks like it's going the other way now. It looks like it's maybe going to take more than a season for Lindelof and Harry Maguire to get that sort of telepathy right in the defence, because that first goal was, mate, that first goal was fucking, in fact both of their goals were the worst types of goals to concede. One came from a total defensive error, and the second one was totally at the fault of either David De Gea and Paul Pogba. But Paul Pogba totally lackadaisical in the middle of the pitch, and David De Gea's totally what's happened to De Gea?
Right, I'm not just saying this because like there's all the Paul Pogba stuff, but if Paul Pogba loses the ball 60 yards from his own goal, is that really his fault for that goal?
Mate, did you see the way he lost it, man?
It was a good tackle, right?
It was lackadaisical.
Yeah, he got tackled, but even then...
Gaz has learnt a new word this week.
I know, yeah, we've got toilet roll with lackadaisical on it.
She's that twice now.
It's my word to describe Pogba, because you don't want to use Souness words like lazy and stuff like that, because he's not lazy, but he is lackadaisical.
Yeah, and I'm
Jay, we're in possession of the ball.
times.
We're in possession of the ball, right?
Yeah.
With the turnover, we've won the ball,
Yeah.
right? You just suddenly then want to do a roll back.
Yeah.
And try and beat between two men. But listen, let me just try and explain something to you. We identified when he was young, right, that Pogba does not have that acceleration and pace to get away from a player. If you analyse his game and you look, right, if he's in open play, there's no one near him, he'll sprint on. But if he wins the ball and gets away, he gets caught within 3 strides, right? If he loses that and tries to recover, he stretches and inevitably he ends up with a yellow card. Now, he's between 2 players. In front of him is Lindelof. We're in possession of the ball. The shout was, you could hear it, look after the ball. He gets the ball, you pass it to Lindelof, we start the phase of play. I understand that he wanted to try and win the game and try and do something, and if it would have come off, who knows where it could have gone. But what you have to understand in that position, right, when the clock's ticking down, you have to make sure you look after the ball, mate. And that cost us.
I get that, and I'm not saying Paul Pogba's totally innocent. I just still think when he loses the ball then, there's still a lot that has to go wrong for United to concede a goal.
I understand, Bob. Look at
I know what you mean, and I was screaming at him when he lost the ball, but for me, you're losing the ball. I still expect United to be able to defend that.
I'm going to be
and I
controversial.
still expect David De Gea to save it as well.
I expect.
Do you know what I thought? Froze. Wan-Bissaka.
I thought Wan-Bissaka did everything he could in that second
goal.
No,
I'm not about the goal.
Yeah, okay.
I just think I'm looking at the whole game. I don't
think he froze.
I think his whole team. Do you know what I mean? Blah 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 blah.
Because I thought he played all right.
So did
I'd put him in the bracket of okay. I don't think anyone excelled.
I just think he was okay.
I think
he was okay.
It's like with Lindelof, like you're saying about Lindelof now. I know he missed. He should have been winning that header against. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Benteke though. Was it Bruma or someone like that? Can't remember. But anyway, he's missed the header.
I
can't remember him.
Yeah.
I can't remember him aerially being beaten that many times apart. So it is one. Like, do we? Like you're saying, it's going to take a year. I don't think it's going to take a year for them to settle in. I think we're already seeing signs of a defence that's actually getting better. The only issue for me is left back, obviously. And the worst thing was Ashley Young looked better than Luke Shaw when he come on.
Mate,
that's a problem.
I said this at Fancam,
and that's true.
I said Ashley Young did okay when he came on. He
Not
did.
okay.
No, he didn't.
But he was better than Luke Shaw. And
all
that's
right,
an issue.
all right. Look, yeah, he was better than Luke Shaw. What does that tell you then about where Luke Shaw's at?
Not having it.
I don't think Luke Shaw
what are you
has got
saying,
the fire
Trev?
in him.
What are you saying about Luke Shaw?
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if we're looking at having 2 players in the back 4 for each position, right? This is what I don't get. Why did we not go for Trippier at £20 million?
Nah.
No, listen to what I'm trying to say first, our kid.
First of all, Levy don't sell anyone
just
to us.
listen. This is what I'm trying to say, right? £20 million. This kid plays left and right. He plays left and right. I'm not saying he's the number one. You've seen what he's got in his locker. So we had a bad season last year. Everybody has a bad season. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But if we're about having 2 players to cover, so we've got Wan-Bissaka and we've got Delort as the right back in inverted commas, yeah?
Okay.
For support.
And
we've got Luke Shaw and.
All right. Well,
why you having a laugh?
Why not go a step further? Why not pay the 25 million for the kid from Celtic?
Yeah, exactly.
Who could be challenging for that left back position? And then you've got 2. You've got Salo.
That's my point.
I don't know about SPL, man.
No, but I'm just saying.
I know. I get, but
I know. But well,
where are we at now, though?
How can you say that for
Van
Dijk?
Yeah, but Van Dijk is not Scottish.
Mate, Robertson, a Liverpool kid, Robertson.
Sorry, Scotland. But look at Scottish football hasn't been in a great state since Gary McAllister and Collins and them, man.
Bremner.
Since France '98, they haven't been in a good state. So what are we expecting Scottish people to come to Man United?
Why? One or two.
We got Scott McTominay. He doesn't even start for Scotland, and he starts for us.
Still better than Pogba.
No, he's not. It was worse than Pogba.
I think
in fact, Pogba, you find Pogba's picking up the ball deeper in front of his own goal and making the mistakes because he's got a useless.
He does. He thinks he's better. I still think he has a belief like you say. The reason that he kept the ball at the end of the game there is because he genuinely does think he's better than everyone else in the team. And I'm sorry, but the performances haven't fucking shown it. Since Scott McTominay's been in the team, mate, he has been just as good as Paul fucking Pogba.
That's bollocks.
He's been just.
You know
as
what
good.
it is with people, yeah.
He needs to.
They see Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay can make a 5-yard pass. Paul Pogba could make the same 5-yard pass, but you'll get wet over McTominay making it, and not Paul Pogba. Scott McTominay was all right against Wolves. He was pretty good in pre-season, and he was very good against Chelsea. But overall, he's not that good of a player.
I agree.
So when he does basic things, people get excited. When Pogba does basic things, I seen him winning the ball back the other day. I seen him trying to battle for things, getting into scraps, trying to win the ball back, trying to grab the ball back, get things done quickly.
Yeah.
I saw a player that wanted to play at the weekend. Whereas if that was McTominay, people don't criticise.
You know what? I think
and
that,
obviously you have to expect more from a player that costs £89 million. That is
Won a
one
World
of the
Cup.
world's best.
So what?
And
Cleverson won the World
all
Cup.
that.
Yeah. But
And talk about Brazilian midfielders. Where the fuck's
with
Fred?
Pogba, with Pogba, with
Yeesh,
Pogba, you know the score. Unfortunately, you have that price tag, you expect more. Like I've said, continually, people sometimes misunderstand me, and I say, listen, no one doubts the kid's ability. My biggest question mark is his application and his commitment. Okay, now if you said that you're world class, so the analogy and the similar is Scholesy. So Scholesy would get 8 out of 9, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 4 out of 5 games. With Pogba, what are you getting? You're getting 7 out of 10, 4 or 5 games.
But I agree.
No, let me just finish my point.
Say,
Mate. So I'm saying, so I don't care. If I'm Pogba, I don't care if you're Matt Tom and you're playing crap and you're Fred and you're playing crap. I'm going to be the one who, when you come out of that stadium and go, there's only Pogba did that, Pogba's world class, but we're not getting that. So I think the reason why people get on his case is because they identify his ability, but you've got to be consistent, our kid,
but
at
also,
that level.
let me say, this is not, I've said this before and people have kind of just heard it and gone, what are you saying? But put Paul Scholes in his team and take Paul Pogba out. So put Scholes in Pogba's position.
Yeah.
I know Scholes can control the tempo of a game better than Thingy. But has he got the team around him to be providing them with everything? No, he hasn't.
Because you know why?
Like, you'll see a rapid
wingers.
You'd see people saying, oh, Scholes is breathing out of his arse. Look at him going off to get his inhaler every 10 minutes. And, you know, shit like
But I give him a role, I give him a role. I just say, listen, you just sit in that, mate, 5 yards either side, that's your space. You get the ball and you ping it. Rashford, I was watching Rashford on Saturday, because, you know, the biggest thing is, as fans, right, people watch the players on the ball. The biggest thing you got to do is watch off the ball, right? And I know I'm a football coach and see it probably differently sometimes to fans, but I see some of them runs there, the trigger, and it's obviously what they do in training, the trigger, they goes to Pogba, second, and it should be in. And Rashford, they make the diagonal, they don't go. And you see him frustrated. You see Lingard doing the same thing. You see Martial doing it. So why aren't we doing it? My thing is about Scholes, he sees it before it happens.
Yes.
Is one front. So the controversial thing I'm going to say, again, that was the issue for me in terms of Sanchez. When Sanchez first told me, it was just too quick for him because of the style of football that Arsenal play. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, Pogba's just got to release it a little bit early for them runs.
A little bit.
But let's not concentrate on him. It's a whole squad.
Yeah, I know, and it is a good point actually.
Massive
because
issues all
and
over
people
the
have said like we scapegoating a player like that. So like there is another world class player, apparently world class player in the team who hasn't been performing for just as long, and that is David De Gea. What has gone on with David De Gea recently? Is he the goalkeeper that we thought he was a year ago?
Listen, this is a kid, right, who, whether we like it or not, has done more than a favour for us.
Yeah.
And Fergie has said to him, stay another season or whatever, and he stayed for 5 years, mate. And I don't care what anybody said, he should have been our highest paid player from dot. Right? And whether that be 250 grand or whatever, I'm just saying, because this is a boy who has kept us well in the top 6 bracket. Because after that, we're going 10, 11, 12, 13, because he's saving us 14, 15 points a season.
But why isn't he performing?
I understand, mate, but it's just, it may be, I don't know, people have off forms.
Yeah, but it's a long time.
I thought at the weekend it was more
Cup.
of a case, same with Pogba in losing the ball. I thought De Gea made the same mistake.
That,
they both forgot about,
body.
yo, we need to defend here. Like, they both had their eyes on, yo, get forward, everyone, let's get this win. Pogba gets the ball. He's not even thinking someone's closing me down, which is stupid. De Gea's not even thinking this guy's going to have a crack. He wasn't even thinking, like, it was the worst thing. Like, I know Arnold's looked up. Normally, keeper saves that piece of piss. And you look like a stupid geezer for having a shot.
Yeah, man.
And instead, De Gea was half asleep. Like, I don't think that was, like, the same mistakes he was making. Like, it was. But I feel like it was different mentality when he made it.
Like, I can remember, like, over a 3 or 4 year period, you could name David De Gea's mistakes on one hand. You could probably do that over, like, last
remember when he first
months.
When he first come, no one's having him.
Yeah.
Rio, Stamp, you talk to him, they're not having him because the guy was getting beat 25 yards out. The attackers were dead simple.
Corners.
On corner, just stand on him. He was scared to death.
Like Dracula, scared of corners.
Now, I'm not saying because he's had a
Crosses.
a rise and blah blah blah.
I got that joke wrong. Crosses. Scared of crosses, not corners. And then he's like Dracula scared of corners. I meant crosses.
I was thinking.
Should we edit that?
No, leave that in.
I just think we can't be. I just think we can't be too harsh on him at the end of the day.
I get it,
Everybody
right?
makes mistakes.
And you know what? It's mad. We talk about Pogba all the time.
Yeah.
But
No one talks about Rashford.
Yeah.
No one talks about Lingard. No one talks about. Well, I think people do talk about Rashford.
I was going to
and
say,
Lingard.
did he not? Did he not?
But it's 90% of the talk is about Paul Pogba, and that is mental.
Do you not think it's
because
because
90% of the time he's
the
our
price
best player?
tag.
Do you not think in the summer it's because he said he wanted a new
Maguire
challenge?
cost 5 million less than him.
Right.
I know it's not because
So
of the
you're
summer,
telling me
because
Maguire's
people
not
were
been
doing this
accepted
last
since
year.
he's come in. Maguire's first game, you think he'd been there for years. He's
Maguire makes
dictating-
Pogba look cheap when you
Hold on
think
a
about
minute.
it.
Yeah, there you go.
Lukaku makes Pogba look cheap
You're
when you think about
talking.
it. Coutinho and them,
he's
man,
coming,
definitely make Pogba
Maguire,
look
he's
cheap.
bossing people about. He's telling them there. He's having a go at him when they're losing the ball. Now, obviously, at fault, it was a basic. A long punt down the middle. Sunday league football. You see it every time in the park. A flick on, bang. They're both too square. No one's come round.
I thought it was because Luke Shaw was injured at the time.
But do you not
I
think
think
as
Luke
well-
Shaw would have been the man covering.
Do you not think with all this Pogba talk and all the rest of it, the system doesn't look right to me?
At home, this is the
Doesn't,
problem.
mate.
I
Doesn't,
said
Trevor,
this,
you should roll your eyes, but
at home.
when
you
all this
can't be playing
started,
that.
Pogba was further up the pitch. Everything was rosy, winning loads of games, scoring loads of goals. Everyone was happy. And now we've got this system where Pogba's deep again. It's like Jose all
Let me
over
just stop you
again.
there. Let me just stop you.
Why
Let me just
isn't
stop
Oli
you.
making
This is what I'm gonna
changes
throw it
that
right
he needs
back
to
at you
make?
now.
Go on, then.
The same system Pogba plays well in is the same system he plays bad in. So you tell me what's
This
going
isn't an
on.
excuse for Pogba, though. We're talking about the team.
No, but the team,
The
no,
tactics
we're not
should have been
talking about
different
that.
against Crystal
It
Palace.
doesn't look good.
Well, what should it have been and what you're going to play?
You don't play
3-5-2.
Daniel James
We
against
played
a
it-
team
we-
that's going to sit
You never
back.
play Daniel James.
You don't play Daniel James
You don't
against a
play
team
him,
that's
you
going to
don't
sit
start
back and
him.
leave
There
no
you go then.
space in
Fair
behind.
enough.
And you don't play Jesse Lingard, who Jesse Lingard, for all his abilities and all his the good attributes he has, threading a through ball or finding that final pass isn't one of them. And for a team that's going to put 8-9 men behind the ball, surely if you're going to give him a 3-year contract, you pick Juan Mata or you pick Andreas Pereira.
No,
Because
you don't pick the latter.
Why not?
No, you
Why
don't pick the
not? Did you
latter.
not see in?
Not
Did you
the
not
latter.
see in the
No.
in the? I know it was only pre-season, but when Martial was running off him, he was picking the passes. Was it against Spurs when they scored? And Martial peeled off him, found the pass, goal.
Mate.
We didn't have anyone that was picking up the ball
Mata
and
without
threading
that.
through a little pass.
Mate, when you're talking about him, just saying Jesse Lingard for all his qualities, but he's not able to play that final pass, what's the point of him playing number 10 then?
But
But he's
What
not a
number
number
10s
t-
do?
But our kid, this kid is a number 10 from time, you know.
Yeah.
People get me skewed because his debut was on the right wing. And he
Who,
got-
Lingard?
Jesse, come through the system. Now listen to me. Trust me. That was his position.
For those who don't know,
for those who don't know, right?
right.
Jesse Lingard has always been a 10. That has been his development, right? He was never a winger. Every now and again, I think 2 or 3 times in the youth system, when Keane was injured, he played up front, right? With Pogba, them and the lot. Now that youth team was a quality team. But what I'm saying to you, that's his position where he gets it from deep. You've seen the runs that he can make. You've seen that how he dissects teams, and it's like blah 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 blah. He can do it, but you've got to understand the instruction from the manager will say A, B, or C. My manager is completely right what you're saying. For me, Mata should have been stuck in there, pinning, slide wheel passes, etc., etc.
The pace of James and Lingard is good away from home.
Yes.
Yeah.
When teams are
Counter-attack.
pressing out,
Yeah.
when all
But
that's
James should be
happening.
an
Bring him
impact
on for
sub at the time.
15 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
I thought Daniel James is at a great start, and I thought there's obviously been a few issues. First of all, we've got the diving. Second of all, we got Gaz talking about his celebration.
Wait, hang on, diving. No,
But
no,
first
no.
of all, let's talk
wait,
about the diving,
wait.
because we're going to talk about an article in The Athletic now. Remember, guys, we have got a little commercial seal going with The Athletic. Fantastic outlet. www.theathletic.co.uk/FTD, which is lowercase, to receive a 30-day free trial and 50% off a year's subscription, which leaves it at £2.50 a month. I've already got mine. I was reading an interesting article today, and I've also checked this one out. Daniel James and diving. Now, Laurie Whitwell in The Athletic has pointed out that James has been booked twice for diving now in a week. Now, I've not seen the Wolves one twice since I seen it live, so I can't tell you. But the one against Palace was definitely not a dive. This is what he said on that. There is a fact that James had not been cautioned for diving before this season in 46 games for club and country, including appearances in the EFL Trophy. His only 2 bookings were for dissent. Doesn't look like kind of guy.
No, he doesn't.
And a foul. In that same period, he won 93 kicks for Swansea, the fourth highest number in the Championship. So that there were ample opportunities for referees to consider they had been deceived. None did. Anybody who saw United's pre-season friendly with Tottenham will know James's instinct against attacks to his shins is to stay upright. So, Daniel James.
Neither of them dives.
No.
I can't remember the Wolves.
Wolves, mate, he
gets
gets clips. Honestly, Maka. He's running at full pace. It's not a big hit, but you can see if you're running at full pace and you're rapid like he is, and you get a knock on your foot, it's going to send you tumbling. And you can see he's running with the ball. He's focused on that, and he gets a clip, and he sends him tumbling. It's a foul. It's not a dive. If he doesn't get touched, then fair enough. But he's not dived. He's been fouled.
He will draw many.
And John Moss is fucking miles away because he's not fit enough.
He will draw many fouls, like we've all agreed, because of his pace.
Yeah.
And the way that the game is, it's like touch it. I mean, we all ridicule players, don't we? Now we go, oh, do you know what I mean? Get up and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? My concern is he's going to get labelled as the new Ashley Young.
He already is.
Well,
He already
yeah.
is,
Almost, you got
He is a
two
diver, but
bookings.
he's
He's
not.
got as
Yeah.
many bookings as goals.
But you know what I mean? It's going to be
like
like that. So basically, what happens is then the referees preempt that. Referees preempt it. So as soon as something happens, bang. Now, the first thing that comes into their head is not about protecting the kid, because you got to remember against Chelsea, he got battered.
Yeah.
They kicked him up in the air. Everything. That was their thing because of his pace. And I was thinking, when's the yellow card coming out?
Yeah.
And probably after about 6 foul, someone got a yellow. Now, for me, it's very, very difficult. You know, we mentioned the 3 horrible letters, VAR.
But surely VAR can say to the... I know we don't want over-policing
Nah,
of the refs, but surely when the refs booked him for diving, they can just say, you know what, rescind that.
It's
That wasn't
only
a-
easy,
that wasn't
out
a
my
dive.
mouth.
Put an earpiece
took
and a
it out
mic
my
on the refs, and then we can air every
Because what if
decision.
now
It's
he
really
then
easy.
he then fouls someone and he is a yellow
That
card?
worried me against Wolves because we were playing such a high press, and he was tackling defenders as they were coming out. And you know when you're running with, you're coming out of defence, and if you take him out, it's a yellow, innit?
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
So you
And I
mean-
thought
you
if he
mean
clips
like
the wrong
City,
guy here, yeah,
technical
'Cause he
foul.
rushes, doesn't he? Yeah.
I thought on his yellow, if he clips someone here, he's gonna get a red on his full debut. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, that was an interesting article in The Athletic. Now, for anyone that don't know, they've got the likes of Ornstein, aka Orny, Andy Mitten, aka Andy, and theathletic.co.uk/FTD lowercase for your 30-day free trial. Remember, if you don't plan on keeping it after the free trial, then check out the T's and C's. Otherwise, you will be charged after 30 days, the $2.50 per month. So yeah,
Are you on it?
I'm on it. Yeah, I've just
No,
signed
you,
up
you,
last
you're
week.
doing a bit for them.
Nah, I'm not. I can write. I
Journalist.
got English language.
He's got a C in
English
English. It's not
literature.
solid.
Basic
Listen,
literacy.
writing nursery
A-level.
rhymes doesn't mean you're a fucking
I got a law degree.
journalist.
Got a law degree.
Because like you got one next
Got a
to
law
you.
degree.
Mate, you know
You-
the problem with a lot of these journalists, not real ones like Ornstein and Andy Mitten that write for the athletic.co.uk/FTD.
That's another 50 quid.
not those guys, but some of these journalists, I'm more credible than them. And I don't do anything. I don't know anything.
Bruh.
It's true.
I
Samuel
listen.
Luckhurst, I'm more credible than him. That's why he
Mate,
hates me.
You could throw a stone out the window and hit someone that's more credible than Samuel
That's why.
Luckhurst.
That's why people
Let's
like
fucking
Samuel
have it right.
Luckhurst
Come on.
hate people like
Hey.
us.
Yeah,
Because
I know.
we're little gobshites that have come from nowhere,
Say
that haven't
you.
got this bullshit degree. Like, I've got a bullshit degree, but it's not a journalist
Well, you're
one.
pointing at, well, hang on a minute. My degree is not bullshit. Right? My journalist and contemporary history degree
Right.
is from
And then some little brown kid.
it's from Queen Mary's, right?
Writing
Or
for
Ginger
writing
Kid
for-
comes
writing
in.
for a red letter tabloid.
I never wrote for a
And
red letter
it's-
tabloid, right?
And it's sister.
Red top.
And
I
it-
never
red
wrote
top.
for a red.
And
I was a
it's
radio
sister.
journalist,
And it's
mate.
sister with 4
I've
words.
never written for a
Starts with
paper in my
M and
life.
Y.
Hey,
I know.
hashtag don't buy the
I'm going to
sun.
keep my
Get
mouth
back
shut
to
on my
football.
last job at
Hey,
the wireless
get back
group.
to
Listen,
Get to
Owned by
football.
News.
But
Hey.
yeah, I think overall, I'm just saying at the moment we're looking like just a one-half team, and until we start, that starts advancing, we go 60, 70-minute team. I don't know. There's too many basic errors. They had 3 really good chances. Well, not even good chances, basic chances, and they scored off 2 at the weekend. You know what I mean? We're missing penalty again. Look at that debacle at the penalty the week before. You know what I mean? It's like
I don't think that was a debacle.
Man, this is my.
I don't
my
think
opinion.
it was an issue.
My opinion.
It's only an issue because they missed it, and then it was made an issue during the week by Sky Sports News and Gary Neville dissecting it for half an hour, and Sky Sports News getting in specialists and all this to look at Paul Pogba. It's so bloody stupid. It's over analysing something that's such a little
That's the way
part of
the
the
game's
game
done, innit?
that
It's
no one
ridiculous.
cared about. Pogba and Rashford didn't care. It was like, remember when
Rashford
Ronaldo
cared.
winked at the Portugal bench and then they
Yeah.
were like, Rooney and Ronaldo hate each other. Like, there was no issue. There was no issue there, and they made it a big thing because it was Man United, because it was Pogba, because it was, and it was just. And the thing I don't like is when we've got some of our own chipping in on it.
No.
Like, bruv,
Did you hear
be a little bit biased at least.
Did you hear the reception that Paul Pogba got?
It was nice.
It was. I find it stupid. I don't want to talk about it.
No, wait, what?
I find
What?
it stupid.
Lot of crap.
Why is a handful of us singing? There's only one Paul Pogba because he got racially abused.
Yeah.
We can't sing his name any other week when he's our best player.
Touch me.
I just
See,
felt
that's journalism.
I don't know, man. I was there at the stadium. I mean, I got a different impression from.
I sing
But it
Pogba.
was-
I know he's
it
in
was-
the. I know he's in the Ollie's at the wheel song and all that.
Tokenism
But we've never
shit.
shown him love, and now
Correct.
he's been racially abused.
Correct.
One
Correct.
Paul Pogba, only one.
Tokenism crap.
Shut up, man.
Token.
Should you not have said anything?
Where's his song?
We
Where's his
support
song?
him and all that, and obviously we.
But he got a song. He's been
But
there
then
for years.
sing his name
Right,
normally,
there
then,
you go.
innit?
Thank you. Suddenly, bit of racism. We got to support him when there's one. No. If anybody thinks we're so naive to think that we've not got racist fans, I don't know what they need to do.
interesting.
I think that's almost the reverse of Liverpool fans booing Evra because he got racially abused.
There you go.
It's almost
There you go.
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like
It's almost the opposite.
It's like
end of the
you
scale.
need to get racially abused before we
Yeah.
treat you like a human.
It's like Marcus
That's-
Rashford
I
will
get
get
it
it.
now,
Marcus
I get it
Rashford
a
will
bit,
get it next
okay.
game because he's been abused. Is that what you're saying?
I get what you mean.
That's just
he
me
got it.
personally.
He got it, didn't he, within
No,
24 hours?
no, but now
What they're saying-
he'll get his name sung.
I know, but what they're saying is because you can't get an internet signal in the ground, and they're saying people do it from the ground, but you can't get an
Yeah,
internet
that's
signal.
changed now, by the way.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So everyone
What?
noticed Match Day Max died.
You can't get an internet signal in the ground.
Yeah,
Very,
I used
very
to get a
difficult.
great signal
Yeah.
where I was.
You
It's
can't.
gone now.
You
So
can't,
Match Day
mate.
Max dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine comes and goes. I get messages from like,
Sorry guys, get United sorted.
Singapore.
Internet out.
yeah.
No, but I agree with Archie what you're saying there. No, listen, don't suddenly because we suddenly become one and we like him. Crap, listen, we're not saying what was right. We're not saying that was right. Listen, slag the player because I said if he was Shaw, if he was McTominay, this colour wouldn't have come into question about him missing the penalty. Excuse me, he could have come into it. Now, for some idiots and freaks who want to do that, fine, that's up to them. That's up to them. But I'm telling you now, as I sit here as a man, do you think some man next to me in the stand can say anything racially?
Yeah,
without me
so we were
reacting?
talking about this the other week. Like, I think the ground has changed because I think if you're going to say anything in the ground, you get pulled on it.
Yeah, but so
of
like our
course.
kid says there, you know what I mean? We're either with him totally. Of course, we can give him criticism. Every
The
player
thing
up to
with Twitter
criticism,
is,
but all of a sudden
and we
it's like,
noticed it, and
we
I
love
kind
him.
of expected it straight after the Rashford thing was.
It's interesting.
These people want this attention. They
Yeah.
want to see their tweets on Sky Sports
Yeah.
News.
Yes.
They want to see
Yeah.
their tweets on the news.
Because
they
they're no one.
So, and the thing is, it's probably young Asian lads, young black lads,
Yeah.
young white lads that aren't even probably really racist. Like, it's not, and they're just doing it for a reaction. Like, I knew it would happen straight after with Rashford, like a copycat of exactly
Yes.
what
But
happened
they never
before.
show the faces. This one
And then
kills me.
that's the thing. Like on Facebook, if you do
Yeah.
that, your actual name's coming up,
Yeah.
and your family members are
Yeah.
probably like, "Raw, you posted that."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but on Twitter, it's like you think their family knows about
Look, and
that Twitter account.
Not comparing stuff that Pogba got to like stuff that we got, but like sometimes like we'll get replies and sometimes they're nasty. And if it's someone with their actual name and a picture of themselves, I will actually take it on board more than if it's just an anonymous profile. Because if it's an anonymous profile, they just want a reaction.
Did you get any nasty tweets this week?
Right, can I explain myself?
because you've
now?
been bad to Daniel
Can I
James.
explain myself?
By the way,
Absolutely.
theathletic.co.uk/FTD.
Daniel James has been probably the most positive thing about our
So why would you lay
season
into him,
so far.
Gaz? Why would you do that?
He's been great.
Called him
and
a
he's
Davy
put-
James, he
He's been
changed his
great
name
to
to.
watch, and that goal was brilliant against Crystal Palace. Now, I also
big
know
butt coming.
that he is going to snap out of this, and he's going to learn from this. But if you score in the 89th minute at Old
At the
Trafford,
Stretford End.
an equaliser
Yeah,
at the
Stretford
Stretford End, an
As a young
equaliser
boy.
against
On your
Crystal
first
Palace.
debut.
You don't run to the Stretford End sensing your muscles
Yeah, you do.
celebrating. You get
Yeah,
the
you
ball,
do.
you put it back on the
No,
centre spot, and you
Joyless.
carry on with the
Absolutely
game.
joyless.
Now, if it was a player who had been at United for longer than Daniel James, I'm sure they wouldn't have done that, and I'm sure that Daniel
They would have
James
done.
won't do that
No,
again.
no,
I don't
no.
think
Get
they
a
would have
point.
done.
We'll get
I don't
a
think they
point.
would have done. No, a point against Crystal Palace is a shit
No, listen,
result.
look,
You got to get the ball
we
back on the
understand
centre
that.
spot. The only argument for it is if he celebrated for longer, he wouldn't have conceded.
I understand your backstory to that, and
Yeah.
I can see. But what you have to understand is this is a kid. This isn't playing for the dog and duck, you know.
I know.
He's not gone from playing from Littleton Road Rangers to flipping Weast United.
Yeah, but he's
He's gone from
There's a team that
Swansea
lasted
in the
long.
Championship
Mentality.
to play. No, let me just finish. To play for the biggest club in the flipping world, mate.
Yeah.
Now, any one of us in here, like I said, you know what I mean? We've been lucky, apart from you. Two of us have been lucky to play Old Trafford a few times. Listen, it's a buzz. You don't understand. So, what? And
Fuck
score.
off.
But what I'm trying to say is, this is a kid, right, who cannot believe he's there. So you can't knock the poor kid for that.
You see what, Gaz? I agreed with you, and you know what? I loved seeing Marcel and Rashford grab him back.
Exactly.
Because I like seeing his teammates tell him, yo, we don't do that.
That's United mentality.
I like that. I like that where we don't do those things around here. Come, but when I sat down, I thought I don't feel anything towards Daniel James.
No, you're right.
Any kind of way, because I was overexcited because I scored a little goal at Old Trafford in
It's
a
only 4
stupid-
minutes. It's only 4 minutes.
Trev,
do you know what I mean?
Trev,
And like,
Adam.
imagine 90th minute, Stretford end, your family's in the ground. You're
Mate,
scoring in an 89th minute.
Bollocks. No, if
89th minute.
Bro. If I've been a professional footballer for all my career.
But it's not his 100th goal. It's his second goal for the club.
All right.
And it's not the 4-0 like of the last day. This is...
Okay.
I know what you're saying,
deep, mate.
but did you hear the noise?
No, I know, but it's not that deep, mate. He'll learn from it, and he probably won't do it again. It's not a problem. It's not that much. I don't hate the guy for it.
You do.
I just think it was a silly thing.
You called
to
him
do.
a div, which is very hateful.
Right, I called him a. I know. I called him a div on
We're in a bulletproof room here.
People just don't know what fucking div
know,
means.
mate.
I think it's just a
bunker.
casual insult.
We're in underground in a
The thing is,
Trev,
not
Trev,
everybody reads your tweets in your voice.
No,
like
they
I
don't.
do.
You're right. But I'll also ask this: do you think we need more Roy Keane type players in the team?
Right, this is what I'm going to say.
What would Roy Keane have done
It's a proper your dad
if he saw
question,
Dan James doing that?
Your dad's
They're the
back.
same people giving me shit. The same people going, we need
but
more
listen,
Roy
he
Keanes.
does, what you have to say, he just said he'd learn from it, but you don't understand, man. The guy's over exuberant. I could have just mentioned Martial probably get the ball, let's get back again. Oh yeah, right, I forgot. He had 30 seconds, 20 seconds of like celebrating, going, and then going.
I don't even think it was 20
what,
seconds.
20
Nah,
seconds,
it was
10
very
seconds.
quick.
But what?
Yeah,
I don't know what the
very quick.
Mbappe thing is about.
I think, listen, if they'd let him celebrate, we might have got a draw.
Listen,
If we'd just let him have his
he's
5
gonna do
minutes
it.
of
You
celebration,
can't
we
knock
could
him.
have ground
You
out a
can't
nice
knock him.
1-1.
At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. It's
It
really not that
because you've
big of a
caused
deal.
chaos on Twitter.
I don't
He's not
know.
been phoning me
And
every day.
we've got to walk out of it in half-an-hour intervals, so the sniper don't think it's
We're
us.
public. I've had to pretend I don't know you.
Honestly, people think things are so much deeper than they are.
Well, it's true, man, because everything's getting overly intellectualised now, and that's the way it is, isn't it, on TV and everywhere you go in. I hear some.
You can't make a joke on Twitter no more.
No, it's just mad, mate. Just mad. It's just.
You can't. You're right.
You can't make
You
jokes
can't.
on Twitter.
No,
Just gone berserk.
people just they
People
don't
lose
just not
jobs
get
over
it.
jokes these days.
Who was that? Did you make someone? You made a cracking one about.
Did you watch the news, Dave Chappelle? Have you watched the new Dave
When's
Chappelle?
it out?
It came
Is
out
it
yesterday,
already?
yeah.
Oh, man. I've seen the
So-
trailer. It looks fucking
So
Football.
good.
Get
It's
back
about
to-
cancel
get-
culture.
Get back to the subject, please.
We all know about that around here.
Oh, hear that?
Mate,
No, I didn't hear anything, mate.
He's right though. You can't make a joke. You make a sarcastic joke, especially on Twitter.
Irony. People
Irony.
go, what? What did you make one about? Was it you? That was fantastic about missing the penalty. Rude.
No,
I
it
thought
was
you
me.
guys-
You.
I thought you was gonna say something else. I was gonna say,
I loved it, man.
I said that like when players like Rooney and Ronaldo and Rooney who didn't miss penalties, especially in big games.
Man, you
And
would've
people
seen
that
it.
said you fucking stupid.
Can we all leave Wayne Rooney alone as well? You're allowed to speak to women at lifts, okay?
At lifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
this? What's this?
Got nabbed again, didn't he?
Oh mate, are you having a laugh?
What's happened?
He got nabbed again.
You're joking.
Wayne Rooney. What's that?
Mate, I swear since I've known the name Wayne Rooney, I've known he's
Nah, he was just talking.
okay.
What
Right,
did you do?
Straight Up D asks. We got some questions from Twitter.
Straight Up D?
Yeah. That's our kid D. He says, with the lack of real investment in the club, does it look like the owners will inevitably sell the club in the short-term future? This is usually what happens with large corporations before a sale. Hashtag Straight Up.
I think that's wishful thinking. I think.
But I can see, because I speak to Dean a lot about these things, and I can kind of see, because like this year we've recouped most of the money we spent, and it's kind of just getting
Is
by.
it edging towards like?
But I think they've always been like that as well. Just
I think
getting
they're
by.
just
Anyway, can
nice
I
lots
throw
of
one in? Can I throw the big one in? I want to debate
Go on.
massively. So after the game, that says she
Sorry,
was
guys. I was going to ask you questions.
Trevor's got other ideas.
Sorry, I apologise.
He has been on curry though.
Trev
So,
cast.
you know,
Yeah, he used to coach
we can't say
United.
anything.
Please.
You used to run the taxi for him,
That's
innit?
my other hat.
Hey,
No, that's
you
my-
can't
that's
talk
my
about
brother.
Wayne Rooney when you was
Sounds
having it away
right,
with Janice Battersby.
That's my brother. Easy now, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thought you went quiet on that one.
Remember that story? Remember that song, Shaggy? It wasn't me. Right. So anyway, what I'm saying is, so the big debate I've had over the weekend, right, with people is like 3 out of 17 wins for Ollie. What are you saying on it?
It's mad, isn't it?
Well,
It's
actually,
a
I can
mad
tie this in with
statistic.
some questions that we have had. Lewis says, regardless of all your personal feelings towards Ali, do you think he's the correct man for the job, and will he survive the season? Another one says, from Syed, says, how are we going to get through this season? James says, will we finish this season in the top 4 with this squad?
3 games,
Top
stop
10.
panicking.
And why are most of our fan base on Twitter jumping against Ali after just one loss?
not
Says
really.
Dean?
It's not
Aren't they?
most, is it?
Most of the fan base isn't jumping on all. They're jumping on the Glazers. They're digging out certain players. I think by and large, most fans are supportive of Ollie and realise that we've not invested enough in the summer and that we've lost players and not replaced them, so which isn't technically his
So
fault.
I think that's why I think Woodward has made a rod for his own back in appointing Ali,
Yeah.
because he's appointed someone we will never turn against.
No, I agree with you.
And I think, whilst the older Reds amongst us, all of us here, I think, kind of.
See how he pointed at
Just
you?
No, I was
these two,
on about
yeah,
all of
you're
us.
saying,
I was on about all of us.
Ageism.
All of us.
Before you know about
I did
racism,
this.
ageism.
I did this.
He made a circle.
I did this.
For those
semicircle
people
with
who
his arm.
can't see,
Trevor.
for the tape,
But listen, people like us, we're aware of what the Glazers have done over the years.
Yeah. Well, we were all there in
And
2005,
I think the younger
weren't we?
generation, because there's been no success in the last 6 years, well, there has, but relevant success.
Relative, yeah.
And because we've chopping and changing managers, they're now seeing, rah, what are these mugs doing?
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So it's opening people's eyes to the reality of the Glazers.
So
But
they're unaware, some people, that people were protesting this while we were still winning.
They don't
things,
give it-
while
they
we were
don't-
in
they-
Champions League finals.
they really don't care.
They
You
don't
don't-
care.
There could be a riot at the megastore. They
Yeah.
wouldn't give a fuck.
Glazers do this, but that's what I was trying to say to you. I think people are just getting it in the red now that Man United probably don't care about you as a fan, and it's horrible to hear that, but it's probably true.
I just think with Ollie, I think you just got to give him time.
There's a puppet.
I think you have, whether you like it or
Ali.
not. It's no good.
At the end of the day,
you've got to give him time.
At the end of the day, on paper,
Well, man, what are
on
you gonna
paper,
say then? You're gonna sack another manager?
Well, no, it depends what you mean.
Trevor's
Though, on
pulling his face
paper,
here.
this team
What
should be
is the
finishing
answer?
top 6, shouldn't it?
What's that?
Any
picture?
half decent
Screen.
manager gets this team into a top 6 position.
Yeah.
A good manager gets them into a top 4
Well,
position.
if
you're
we have
finishing
Herrera and
below-
Lukaku in,
If you're finishing below
I say
6,
yes.
that's when you're like, fucking hell, really?
but we should be finishing. I think
Top
the only
6 at
teams that
least.
that I'd understand finishing ahead of us are City, Liverpool, Spurs, and Arsenal.
Spurs.
Yeah.
I want us to finish
Yeah.
above Arsenal,
On paper,
and I
they're
think we
better than
can if we fix up. But Chelsea shouldn't be finishing ahead of us. No
No.
chance. Emma says, "Do you think Gomez should be given a chance ahead of
100%.
Lingard, or do you think he's too experienced?"
No, 100%. He should have played that game instead of Daniel James.
Wasn't even
or
on the
Lingard.
bench.
Probably Lingard, since Daniel James scored.
No,
Lingard had a
no.
poor game.
I'm saying, I understand what she's saying. I'm saying they have to be impact subs. They have to be impact subs. James should be impact subs. Gomez should
Well,
be impact subs.
I liked what you
Chung.
said earlier about
Chung.
and Daniel James.
Daniel James. So for me, I would say, if I have you, like I say, if I have you now at the club for 9 years, 10 years, and we are, as a club, advocating that these guys are the next things in line, the next big things, Chung, Gomez, Greenwood, right? Then we go out and buy a kid from Swansea. But hold on a minute. For the past season and a half, this is all we've heard. Chung this, Gomez this, Greenwood this, and then we go and buy a kid from Swansea. Now, for me, I'm not having it. I don't care if he ran 500 metres and scored a great goal. I'm not having it. Because I look at... I'm probably a bit more passionate about it because being there and seeing these kids and know what they've got to go through and their aspirations and dreams. And I know it's football. But if we're going to buy, we buy world-class foreigners, not mediocre. And we add that to the current kids. Either bring them back from loan or we give them a chance. We've got to give them a chance. We've got to see whether they can do it. Whiteside, 16. Rooney, 17. Giggs, 17. Come on. We've got to give them a chance. And people are saying, oh, 21 are too young. Are they saying they're too young when they're getting 80 grand a week? No, they're not, because that's the first thing people go, what, he's 21 and he's getting 80 grand a week? He's rubbish. Right, so we put labels on these kids. Now, the substitution for me was a pathetic substitution. Lingard and Greenwood. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I thought you leave Lingard on if you're going to bring Greenwood on.
Right, there you go. So you leave Lingard on and you leave and you bring Greenwood on. Greenwood is a natural out-and-out scorer. My feeling is, if we're not careful, this kid is going to turn into a Welbeck. Where Welbeck was an out-and-out scorer, and because he wants to play for Man United, and the boss says, "Do me a favour," he plays on the left because he wants to play. Now Greenwood, the kid, you could see where he was scared to death. He didn't want to make a mistake. His natural fluidity had gone. He's raw, this kid. You get him down the middle, bang, bang, bang. When he first made his debut, remember, he had 4 chances. Cardiff, he was the best player on that team,
Yeah,
last
he
game of the
was, yeah, he
season.
played well in
He
his
had
debut.
4 chances, right? If he would have played 4 games, he'd have put 2 of them chances away. Youthful exuberance and non-experience. But the kid has an eye for goal. He has an eye for goal. So you bring Rashford off, or you take Martial off, and you play him down there, and you build his confidence, and you nurture his confidence in the right position. You don't put him in a position where he's alien to it, and if he does something wrong, in the frustration at that time, fans are going, oh, Jesus Christ.
Especially when you're bringing on these kind of players when you're losing against Crystal Palace. Europa League or top 4, says NS. I can't believe it's August and we're asking this already.
Oh, it's got to be Europa League at this point, though. I don't know. I can't see it.
You see with me, I can't take another season of 6 because what that means is every other week you're dropping points or losing.
Yeah.
I like the feeling of winning your league game, so I'd rather us
same.
finish top 4.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
well, yeah, I'd rather it, but it's not going to happen.
What I'm saying, we've won the Europa. Do we need to win it again? We're not Seville. No, we don't. So let's get knocked out early and concentrate on the league. Fuck the Europa. I'm sorry.
We're gonna be
For what?
shit.
For
We
what?
haven't
For what?
even got a squad for the league.
Why
at
do-
the
why do we
minute.
need to win
Well,
the
I'm
Europa?
worried
We've
about
done it, we've
trophies
done
in
I know,
Europa.
but we've not got the team to do anything in the
Well,
league.
listen, but I'm
It could
saying
be
to
good
you-
to play the kids in Europa.
But right, but I'm saying to you, that,
The kids are naturally younger
all right
than
then. So we play the kids then. We're feeding it. We're feeding the food to the lions because if they get beat, you know what's going to happen. United are the news. No matter what United do, they are the news. It's going to be exasperated 25 million times if the kids all get hammered and they're going to go, I thought you said your academy was good. I thought you said this. I thought you said that.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? So they're never going to win, are they? So, but for me, fuck that Europa. We've won it. Let's concentrate on the league, mate.
Fuck it.
Stuff it.
Do what Andy said. Just don't go in it.
Just
Don't turn up.
Can AC Milan do that?
Turn the lights off when they're outside.
I'd be on the couch.
No, just one of those, me. So listen, and just let me clarify as well. I don't say it's James's fault, the kid. You know what I mean? Albeit it's not his fault. Like he's coming to a big club. But I'm just saying, if you're waiting in the rings and all your name is just heard, everybody's boosting about him, and you see his performances on MUTV, I go and watch the 23s. Do you know what I mean? And phenomenal. Greenwood scored more scores than probably Alex Stockman scored in the 90s. Do you know what I mean? And that poor kid, Knoxman, he ended up going to Norwich. But Greenwood has got something.
Kid ended up in
No,
Norwich.
but you have memories back in the
Wow.
90s. But back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying about this kid Greenwood, he's got fantastic potential, mate, and it's exciting. And you get him inside the box in that position, mate. Bang, bang, bang. But please don't put pressure on the kid
Yeah.
to make him do something.
And that's the issue that we find ourselves in at the moment because we've got a thin squad.
This
The
is
pressure
it.
is on these
You already-
players
You're
when
getting
we get
messages
injuries.
about Gomez and Chong and all these.
Lingard
Right
last season was injured half the season. He played through an injury. Why? Because he loves Ollie.
He was poorly
And
managed
he's
last
asked him.
season,
Of
Lingard.
course
I
he
do
was.
think
Do you
he's
know what I mean?
madly
And
out
also,
of form.
but you're talking about like too much pressure on the likes of Greenwood and Chong and Gomez. Mate, there's too much pressure on the likes of Marcus Rashford. I think. I don't think we should rely on him as much as we're going to have to do for this coming
We
season.
relied on him
'Cause
too
he's-
much last season.
He's going to
Again,
have
he was
poor
injured
games.
for some of it.
He's still quite young. He's going to have
It
poor
does
games
look
like
like
that game against
Martial's
Crystal
trying to
Palace.
take some of the pressure off him together, which is good to see. But I
But-
do hear what
but
you're saying.
Martial-
But interchangeable 3 and Thinger, you give me more than 3 times you saw Martial come out and get it. He didn't. Martial is like, for me, I ain't coming out of here, mate. This is my position. I'm staying here. That's just what I'm seeing at the moment. I saw him.
I thought he
once
played
there.
well on Sunday.
I saw him play the
Saturday.
interchangeable 3 that we did against Chelsea and Wolves, but he's just like, no. Whether that was the instruction, we never know. But I just think in Greenwood, I think he's got a great potential, this kid. I just don't want him to see end up stuck on the wing because he wants to play for Man United.
Wally of the Weeks. I am Adam Mckola. Do you know what Wally of the Week is? It's just
We pick a sort of a loser of the week, someone you think deserves the title of Wally of the
Young.
week.
might be.
What?
Young.
What?
Why?
Why?
Don't like him.
Bang that of order.
That is sad, that.
Those
Well,
bit of
so
wallet.
you know what I mean? There's
Those
no
bit of
logic
wallet.
to that.
There is a logic to that.
Go on,
There's a logic
what's
to
he
that.
done this week to make him
What's he
Wally
done
of
for
the
the past 5 years? That's what I'm saying. So
Hey.
why has he got a year
5 years.
extension? We're advancing. We're giving them a year extension. I'll tell you why he's the Wally of the Week. This is his idea of being a captain. His leadership. I'm playing left back. There's an incident on the right wing. I'll sprint a diagonal 200 metres and I'll get in the referee's face. Now, what I want you all to do here as an observation exercise, next time he plays, watch what he does. Because that's his leader. That's his point of being a leader. I'm going to sprint 800 metres across the pitch and get in the referee's place. Get back in your position, you dickhead.
Even right? No.
He couldn't pass wind.
No, even Andros
tell me this or
Townsend
not.
was
Tell
sticking
me
up
this
for
or
him
not.
this weekend.
I don't care
No,
about Townsend.
come on, man.
Did Zaha send him to Asda 14 times?
Yeah, but then he hit the ball in his chest. So
I don't matter. Did
He
he?
did it a
Did
few
he?
times,
Did
though.
he?
No, but where did you
Did
go?
he?
But where did you go?
What's his
And
job?
also,
I thought he was back in
I could twist up
Hacienda.
Ashley
Man was
Young.
giving it all that, looking round like, Young,
could
look
twist
at the
up
ball.
Ashley Young.
Look at the ball.
Come on, bro.
You could what?
I could twist up Ashley Young.
There you go
There's
then.
nothing in
Wally of the
Zaha
week.
doing it.
There you go then. You've clarified it.
Why is he the Wally Louis though? It's not his fault.
Who's
is
your
it?
Wally of the week then?
I would say whoever's in charge of Crystal Palace's social media team.
No, don't be so soft.
When you've got your own players, when you've got your own players,
we should have been playing
we
Chelsea.
should have because we beat Chelsea.
What did he say?
That made sense to me.
Just enlighten me.
Nah, but
So
Right,
What
Crystal
did Townsend
Palace.
say?
If Crystal Palace is their own player, is telling their social media team to pipe down,
Well,
that says you're having a
I don't know what
shocker.
happened.
Crystal Palace put that clip
That
of
tells me
Ashley
having a
being
shocker.
ruined by Wilfried Zaha
Right.
and saying just put some caption to it. And then Andros
he
Townsend,
said
who
Wilf
plays-
taking him to the dance floor.
yeah, and then Andros Townsend, who plays for Crystal Palace, he quoted it as saying, you shouldn't be
Have some
having a go
respect.
at a winger like this. Have some
34-year-old
respect
winger
for a
against one of the
34-year-old
league's
winger.
best.
Exactly.
Is there what?
Exactly.
How old is he?
34 years old. But
not
he's
his
also
fault
a
he's
winger.
34.
Why? Why the fuck is Andros Townsend defending a Manchester
Mate,
United
listen.
fullback? It's
No,
mad.
he's saying, come to me.
Grow up.
He's saying
is what
come
I
to me.
say.
Go on, who's yours then?
It's not.
I
It's
don't know
you.
if I have
Why?
one.
Because it's
Wally of the
you.
week.
Why? Go on.
Jay's my Wally of the week.
Why?
For saying you're getting offended by a tweet.
I'm not getting offended. I'm saying they'd have had a shocker. They're my Wally of the week.
It's not a shocker.
Why? When your own player's saying pipe down.
Yeah, I would have tweeted him as well.
Right
You
down.
shut up as well. You were on the bench.
What are you on
knobhead.
about?
Listen, at the end of the day.
Nah, Jay's Wally of the week.
Yeah, so what are you saying, now, kid?
He's
Your
cocked
Wally
out.
of the
That's a
Jay,
cop
Jay,
out.
what you saying?
He would've
I don't know who
been-
my Wally of the week is. I don't know. I don't want to give it that. I feel like it's harsh to give it David De Gea.
Needed it.
It's harsh, innit? It's
Mine's
harsh to
gas
give
drink
David De
water.
Gea.
Mine's gas drink water.
It can be if you want.
Daniel James.
Offended by my fucking tweets.
Gas.
Gas drink water.
Am I it?
Yeah.
All right, fuck it. I'll
I'm
be it.
changing it. Talking of shockers on
Those
social
people who
media.
can't see, Gaz has actually
I've
got.
been a bit harsh there, you're
he's got-
right.
He's got
He's
a
Gaz.
potty on his head and a T-shirt that says "Wally of the Week." That's what he has to wear in the studio.
Bang out of order on Danny James there.
Yeah, it was a bit harsh that.
Fucking hate Daniel James. No, I don't. I love him. I love him. I love him.
I think there's people-
He's
Daniel
meant-
James,
and
listen, if
Daniel-
you're watching this, just know.
You know,
Full-Time Devils loves you.
Yeah,
you know what pisses me off
yeah.
when people are going, "Oh, he's young." I'm like, he's fucking 2 years
He's
younger than me. Piss off.
He's the same age as Marcel and Rashford. And we
I
put
know.
these crazy.
Anyway,
pressures
he's
on.
min and he's going to be min and keep celebrating, but not when it's 1-1, please.
It's just naive.
I don't mind, mate. If you're going to score a last-minute winner, I like to see fucking choreographed dance routines. I'm all for it. I want to see him crowd surfing. It's mint, but not for an equaliser.
Of course, naivety, man.
Yeah, mate, if I score for United
Okay, I just
one
don't.
day,
Honestly, mate, I don't
if
care
I get to
that
play
much.
for United,
I don't give
and
that
I
much of a
score,
fuck.
even if I make it 5-1 and we're losing, I'm celebrating.
Good for you. That's why you don't play for Man United.
Oh,
But I have scored at Old Trafford.
Hey, have you?
There we
No.
go. No, we've not, to be
Yeah,
fair.
And
you
on
go.
that
One
note,
day. One
we
day.
shall call it a day.
Boom.
What do me and Daniel James have in common?
We both scored at Man
Old
United.
Trafford. What does Gaz and
And Andrews Townsend have in common?
As he
They're
scored.
both dickheads on Twitter.
If Trev's telling me
Give me
that,
that one.
Thank you
That's
for
a good way to
watching
end it.
Full-Time Devils. Make sure you like and share and comment and subscribing on
Follow me on
SoundCloud,
Twitter as well if
Spotify,
you want.
iTunes, all that jazz. Radio_Gaz. Check out Talking Balls on BBC Radio Manchester,
you, mate.
6 to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday. Check out Trev
Dwyer lynched.
on at Dwyer Lynch on Twitter,
Go look at the History Channel.
and check out Coronation Street as well.
Someone listened to this on the 14-15. That's the last time I was on it.
That's when the last time I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 37 then.
I was 27.
That's how last
Jay,
time
where
you
you?
watched it, Jay. You had to write a review.
RFFH. If you want some Ashley Young love.
And theathletic.co.uk/FTD for your
What is this
free 30-day
RFFH? What is
trial.
it?
Red Flag Fly Night is an acronym.
Took me a while.
We'll let them learn about Twitter names. See you later.
See you later.